This is Kagurabachi. Chapter 22, Deadlock, and the hunt for the Shinuchi has led Chihiro to the clan hiding it, whose secret storehouse holds every blade worth killing for. We open mid-conversation, the light-haired Hakuri across from Chihiro, gushing, "Wow, what a story," completely flawed. So that's why you're trying to get the Shinuchi back, Hakuri realizes, finally getting Chihiro's quest. At the counter, Shiba sits bemused, muttering, "Even your destiny is so samurai." And that dry handler energy is great. Chihiro turns at the doorway as a voice cuts in off-screen. He's been spotted. It's the small girl Char, barreling in with a huge grin. "Chihiro, you're really back," and he just answers, "Yeah." Chihiro thanks the dark-haired woman with the bow, Hinao, for looking after Char. Hinao waves it off, "No worries, I had nothing better to do," and the room finally breathes. She points to a wrecked, burnt-out inset, the state of the cafe now currently under reconstruction. Char asks to fix his face, but he stops her. "Thanks, but first let me see your arm." Hakuri looks over at the elderly man slumped at the table and asks, "Who's that?" The light-haired man in suspenders looks surprised. "You sure about telling this dude all that?" Chihiro explains, "When I was under attack by Flamebone, he took the hit with his own body, so he's not a bad guy." The group settles together in the cafe, the tension easing into something like a team. Hakuri grins through his bandaged face as someone tells him, "You sure are a mess." And here's the thing I love. Chihiro insists Char heal Hakuri before his own severed arm. A quiet flex that says everything about him. Now, Hakuri gets to business, the Sazanami clan's vault, the storehouse, and the way he says, "Father tells you this is personal." He names him outright. The head of the Sazanami clan, Kiora Sazanami, also Hakuri's own father. He lays it out, all the Rakuzaichi items are kept in the storehouse, so the Shinuchi must be there too. But here's the catch, he admits. "I don't know the storehouse's location." A stark black panel drops the rule. Every Sazanami family member has been inside the storehouse. And yet, he continues, nobody actually knows it, the clan's deepest secret. "Except for my father, our leader," Hakuri says, meaning only Kiora can lead them to it. We linger on the eye-patched youth in the high-collar coat, the weight of betraying his own clan on him. Cut to Tokyo. Two figures crossing a park walkway, one whining, "Ah, my head hurts," the other ribbing her over her weird pride. They announce their full names, Hiyuki Kakari and Tafuku Mihara. The Kamunabi sorcerer is still stinging after Chihiro slipped away. The lantern's carving flickers with a strange SFX, a barrier reacting to them. They stop at a stone lantern in a traditional garden. No ordinary decoration. With a rush of motion lines, they're teleported, the world tilting up into an atrium. And we land in a grand hall with a sweeping staircase captioned "The Kamunabi Tokyo Headquarters." A bearded man with a top knot greets them, well. "Unusual for you to come in unbidden. This is Carson, Hiyuki's superior." Hiyuki admits it plainly. "We made contact with Chihiro Rokuhira, but he got away." She drops into a bow. I feel truly pathetic, the failure eating at her. A huge bubble throws it back. "How could someone slip away with your powers, twisting the knife?" She snaps back, "It was a fluke. There was interference, and next time, he's dead." She gets to the point, "We came about the Rakuzaichi plans, we're recovering the Shinuchi, right?" And Kaisen flatly answers, "Of course not." Hiyuki's eye goes intense. "Oh yes it does, I'm going to the Rakuzaichi too," refusing to drop it. He cautions, "We can't act hastily," and she fires back, "That's not the issue." Hiyuki makes her case, the Sazanami are vile lowlifes who traffic humans, so retrieving the Shinuchi is our chance to bust the whole operation. But the Karma officer warns, "Go to war with the Sazanami, and even the Kamunabi won't come out unscathed." He floats the cold alternative, just invest a large sum. Then yes, we're succumbing to evil, but only for a moment. Retrieve the Shinuchi at auction without losing a single member. The government just outbidding everyone. They're all prepared to die protecting the Rakuzaichi, he notes. But it's not just that. A radiating line panel hammers it home that war is a price the agency can't pay. Cut to a light-haired man in a suit, riding in a car, phone to his ear. How are things on your end? A gloved hand rests on a dark blade as the voice presses. You have the other 4, right? The car glides through the trees as the question sharpens. You aren't just auctioning the Shinuchi for money, are you? A smirking mouth fills the panel. The 7th sword. Right? Hinting at a 7th enchanted blade. Can you win against a sacred blade? The caller asks, and the man shrugs. It doesn't change the goal. He answers with a slight smile. Don't be ridiculous, I'm not that arrogant, eerily calm. A grave line lands over a lowered profile into the hands of dissidents, the real fear of where the Shinuchi could end up. The car rolls up to a grand walled compound, captioned the Sazanami Estate, the Lion's Den. The suited man steps out, hands in pockets, smiling as children call father your home. This is Kiora Sazanami. He heads up the staircase, past a woman in a kimono. I'm going to do a bit of meditation, the picture of a relaxed clan head. Inside the study, someone is mid-warning, let alone set foot inside on how unreachable the storehouse is. The Sazanami clan can detect it, the bearded man explains, the vault wrapped in their own sorcery. Kiora sits relaxed at his desk as a voice notes, You're incredibly calm, and that calm is the flex. A black-coated figure enters at the frame's edge, Kiora answering, Perhaps I know when to give up, except he's conceding nothing. Given my line of work, I'm adept at appraising quality, he says. And this is the brilliant move. A villain so far above you, he won't even draw, weaponizing information instead of violence. The dark-coated intruder sits in an armchair, a bladed shape before him. The confrontation set. I was just speaking of that sacred blade, Kiora says, the Shinuchi hanging between them. His smile widens. What a surprise. Totally unbothered by the armed man in his study. And then the demand cuts through. Where's the Shinuchi? Chihiro's patience gone. Chihiro lunges, motion lines exploding across the page, and we cut to be continued right as the deadlock snaps. So stick around for the storehouse. Chapter 23. Storehouse. Chihiro stands face to face with the man who controls the vault, the only key to the Shinuchi locked inside him. We open almost domestic, a robed figure at a kitchen counter, back turned. An old kettle steams, the clanhead's tea, prepared like any ordinary morning. Hands tip the leaves in, that quiet ritual setting up the reveal. Cut to Kiora Sazanami, the suited man with shadowed eyes, telling Chihiro to ease up. Chihiro raises Enten, but Kiora isn't interested in a head-on conflict. That's not even a fighting stance. And here's the power move. Instead of fighting, Kiora studies the blade and calls it clearly Rokuhira's work, which must make you Chihiro Rokuhira, his son. I love this. The villain so far above you, he won't even draw. He just appraises you. We snap to the building exterior. You infiltrated straight into the house. A flashback shows a shadowed lineup of guards. The Sazanami Special Defense Corps, known as the Two. Hakuri's voice trembles. The 4 strongest of the clan's 50 sorcerers, his brothers way beyond his reach. Kyora's terms land. Do the proper thing and bid on it, like the Shinuchi is just another lot. Shiba jokes Hakuri can just tell the Toe to chill, but Hakuri shuts it down. If they found me now, they'd kill me. Chihiro pushes back. What do you mean by proper? The Shinuchi is my dad's. Never a purchase, an inheritance. Then, Chihiro is suddenly in a storehouse beside a glass case, a roped relic sealed inside. The camera pushes in on the braided shimenawa, binding it, sacred rope marking it dangerous. Chihiro's eyes blow wide and he chokes out. Shin, sure he's finally found the real thing, and here's the fake out. Kiora explains he's using sorcery to project a few of the storehouse items. He grins, that's the masterpiece, dangling the Shinuchi in front of Chihiro without it in the room. A gloved hand grips the roped black box in the projection, close enough to touch, yet untouchable. Kiora frames it like an appraiser. The Shinuchi has stolen countless lives and should be valued accordingly. Nothing worth more than life. Chihiro's eyes go sharp as Kiora muses that no new sacred blades will be born, the market's shape clear. The older man grins beside Hakuri. Finally, the Shinuchi will be valued appropriately, savoring it like a collector. His warning floats in big text. If you're Rokuhira's son, don't interfere. Chihiro's had enough of the sales pitch and lunges, fist forward, hand over the Shinuchi. His glare burns. Where's the real sword? Where's the storehouse? Kiora just answers, yes. Then the strangest answer yet. One might say it's inside of me. Where? That's tricky. Polished shoes cross the floor as he drops the bomb. The storehouse doesn't actually exist, it's a sorcery-made subspace. An overhead shot reveals a vast, latticed sacred space, authority kept only to the Sazanami head's direct descendants. Even though we've been there, nobody knows its location, the vault living in his bloodline alone. His cracked face curls into a faint smile, a man holding every card at the table. Now the trap closes. If I die, the storehouse ceases to exist. Everything within it. A caged girl watching behind the lattice. Hakuri jolts, because killing the clan head kills the only door to the Shinuchi. Smoke curls off Kiora as he says it plain. I refuse to give you the Shinuchi, and he's got the leverage to mean it. He even calls the bluff. Changed your mind? In which case, you'd have to kill me. That girl caged at the edge of frame. Chihiro's eyes narrow to slits. It caused so much suffering, the sellers and buyers all despicable, and you hear his teeth grind. Hakuri bows his head. I'm not interested in a head-on conflict. He meant that Kiora was telling the truth. Chihiro crouches with his blade. And here's the read. Kiora can't beat a sacred blade, so he revealed the storehouse's secrets. Information as armor. From overhead, they square off, and Kyora's next threat is genuinely vile. We'll just rip off your fingernails. But for each fingernail, I'll strangle a resident of the storehouse. Easy enough. It's my space after all. Their value doesn't rival the Shinuchi's, he muses, weighing human lives like inventory. After all, they're replaceable. This is the chapter baring its teeth. Sorcery here is about value. And Kiora prices everything. Even people. The caged girl grips the bars, one of those replaceable residents he just threatened. A tall panel holds on Chihiro's determined eyes, refusing to fold even when every option is poisoned. Shiba's logic cuts in over a shadowed blade. We can't gamble with other people's lives, checking Chihiro's recklessness. Kiora seals the door for good. Every Sazanami has been inside, but it's impossible for outsiders like you. And Hakuri's eyes flash with old pain. My father disowned me. I have zero talent for sorcery. The bloodline lock shuts him out. At the desk in that ornate office, Shiba makes the call. Let's withdraw for now, Chihiro. A fight they can't win. Kyora's cracked face stares back, grim and still. A clan head who turned a fight into an appraisal and won without lifting a finger. We linger on the ornate fitting of a sheathed blade, what they came for and are leaving without. And right on cue, the muscle arrives. Fighters charging into frame, the calm shattering. Elsewhere, the tone flips lighter. Where's Sawyer? Still looking for Hakuri? No, that's not it. The cast circling the missing brother. A suited man grins. Can the three of you handle this? Tisk. When will he learn treating them like a chore? A spiky-haired youth with a forehead mark snaps back, fierce-eyed, let's find out. In a quieter beat, Shah hands Hakuri a job. Can you run an errand? I can run errands, he insists, told to just wait and give info. Of course he can't sit still. I've got to do what I can. He yelps as a scuffle erupts into a comedic bomb and an owl. And the chapter ends on a collision. A tall man and a smaller one in a hallway. Excuse me, hey? The worst person to bump into. Two faces jam together in startled comedy. And that's our cliffhanger. Here's my takeaway. The genius of this chapter is that Kiora never fought. He just proved the Shinuchi is a riddle wired to his own life. And the deepest mystery still hangs. What did that sword do that they can never let anyone use again? Chapter 24. Hunters. The table flips. The prey become the predators as the toe close in on Chihiro. Chihiro reads the room instantly. These four are nothing like the thugs from earlier in the arc. A completely different level. The robed men of the toe close ranks, one gesturing. No interest in a head-on conflict. Their leader speaks through the curtain. If it wins them the 7th Enchanted blade, he's ready for any losses. The two can fight a blade head-on. A hand lifts a sword, and the message lands cold. You have no hope of stealing the Shinuchi from us, you understand now, right? Two figures stand in the sunlit room, as Kiora drops the line. You came here as the hunters. But it's the opposite. The scarred clan head says it plainly, we're the hunters now, and honestly this is a clean villain move. He never even draws, he just reframes the prey. Chihiro recoils as Shiba shouts his name. There's no point fighting, let's fall back. But a single dark eye answers instead. One ink-splattered word. Nishiki. We cut to the light-haired youth with the mole. Hair across his face, reacting in silence. Flashback to Chihiro across a table, working out the bigger problem. The Kamunabi are bound to enter the auction too. They mean to win no matter the cost. The Kamunabi are the country itself, with all the money they need. And that's the nightmare. If the government takes the Shinuchi, the Kamunabi get to wield it. Then the question that hangs over the arc, why is the Shinuchi's box different, ringed in shrine ropes? And the easy answer comes, it's powerful. But that's not it. The answer corrects itself. It isn't just powerful, it's different. That's why it needs more security. A masked figure and a seated man circle the truth. The reason it's never gone to the Kamunabi. The reason it's locked down this tight. And there it is. The Shinuchi is the one blade they can't let anyone ever use again. And for my money, that's the biggest mystery hook in the arc. What did this sword do? Chihiro grips the hilt and does the math. Once bidding starts, the Shinuchi goes to the Kamunabi, so the only option is to steal it first. Shiba pushes back, even regrouped. There's too much they don't know about this vault. So why retreat now? Sweat and ink on his face, Chihiro refuses. We do something right here and now. Running's no good, Mr. Shiba. And we whip away to a hand, reaching through black streaks as a phone rings. Ring, ding, ding, hold that thread. Up a towering high-rise, a voice calls out, Hakuri, I've been looking everywhere for you. A scarred man lunges and grabs the smaller figure, gushing, I've really missed you. This is Soya, Hakuri's older brother. Hakuri just sweats, wary, his face saying he knows exactly how bad this is. It explodes into a wordless scuffle, the two grappling down the stairwell. They balance on a railing high above the city. As Soya needles him, you could die falling from here. You're really weak. Then that grin, sweating, manic, way too wide. The face of a guy who thinks this is affection. He smiles almost warmly. I just came to bring you back. No way, we're brothers, aren't we? Hakuri can't even answer. Glasses fogged, just a strangled silence. A text box gives us the inside of Hakuri's head. He loves me sincerely, and that's the most uncomfortable line in the chapter. Because the flashback shows what that love looks like. A robed figure crumpling to the ground. Soya keeps rewriting reality. You only went crazy because that merchandise woman tempted you, pinning it all on Shah. Then the gut punch, faint smile, shadowed eyes. So you've woken up. Well, she's dead now. And I don't believe him for a second. One wide eye fills the panel. Stunned, the lie landing like a blow. And Hakuri finally breaks, mouth wide, shouting it out, I'm no longer part of the Sazanami family. A hand clamps onto his bandaged arm. Hey, what gives the friendliness curdling cold? Why are you still resisting? Soya gestures on the stairs, almost gentle. Hey, Hakuri-kun, like none of this counts as violence to him. And out of nowhere, a twin bun girl in a suit strolls in with an umbrella. Seems like it's gonna rain. Oh, are you busy? Sawyer barely registers her, fixated on his brother. You're being influenced again. You got tangled up with another bad woman. And now he's crying. Anguished, I'll kill her. So just fine then, threat and breakdown at once. Such a queasy, well-written abuser dynamic. Do not romanticize a word of it. Sawyer's face goes teary and soft. Come back for real this time, weaponizing tenderness again. Then it snaps. Fire and ink burst on the stairs as someone yells, Hinao, run! Someone gets pinned under a huge hand, gasping the line that matters. You're the ones who are crazy. She's got nothing to do with this, defending Cha to the last. Sawyer wails through tears and fangs. Hey, come on now. Unable to process the word number. The twin bun girl checks a photo with the glasses. Youth, is this the guy? Hineo, yeah, that's him. So this was a setup. Figures collide down the hall as a cooler voice cuts in. Let's go somewhere with more room. A dark-clad figure leaps clean over the city. The brawl spilling across the skyline. Sawyer's face streams with tears as he screams it, Give me back my little brother. And the answer comes calm and final from the light-haired youth. Sorry, but he's with us now. A text box tells us why they fight this hard for him. Hakuri is an important source of intel, the one person who knows the estate. On the steps, a figure lies collapsed, the twin bun girl piecing it together. Wait, that was Mr. Shiba, she explains, finger to chin, that to protect Cha, they set up a genius little system. She lets Shiba's phone ring once, and his teleport magic brings him to her, the ring-ding-ding paying off. A hand grips the phone mid-brawl. Ring-ding-ding, the signal goes out. Back with Chihiro, ink splattered and resolute, he commits, I'll figure it out. The storehouse plan is locked in. And a man at a wide window muses, wonder what'll happen now, the calm before it all breaks loose. We end on Hakuri, slumped and sweating, cornered by a brother whose love is a fist, the cliffhanger this whole video built to. Next, Chihiro's gambling everything on a vault heist before the Kamunabi can buy that sword. So drop your theory on what the Shinuchi did in the comments, and subscribe for when that vault cracks open.